Good evening, Burbank. It is 6 o'clock. Today's April 11th, and welcome to the Parks and Recreation Board meeting. I'm Maisha Gamino, and I'm here with my fellow commissioners, and we're ready to start our meeting. So before we begin, I would like to have us do the salute to the flag, but I'd like to welcome a very special person who I just met, Miss London Johnson. London is here with her mom, Nicole Johnson, and London recently was selected as one of our young artists to be featured at the Betsy Lukey Creative Center. So I'm really excited that her art was featured. She's our special guest for tonight, so congratulations, London. We're so proud of you. And we'd like to ask if you can lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, London. Keep up the great work. And now, Mr. Thompson, please call roll.
Chair Maisha Gamino,
Here.
Vice Chair Lloyd Durbin,
Here.
Board Member Ashley Ramsey, Board Member Ara Serlian,
Here.
Board Member Mickey DiPaolo,
Here.
and note the absence of Board Member Ashley Ramsey.
Okay, and now it's time for announcements. Miss Polster.
Hello. Good evening, Chair Maisha Gamino and members of the board. Thank you to everyone joining us this evening. My name is Robin Polster, Food Services Aide in the Parks and Rec Department. Tonight, I have the pleasure of sharing the department's program announcements and updates. Please begin this slideshow. Betsy Luke Creative Arts Center Gallery Show. You are cordially invited to the 2024 Youth Art Expo. Come view this annual exhibit that represents student artwork from grades K to 12. Admission is free, available Monday to Saturday. Visit burbankca.gov /BLCAC for more information. It's really fun. Burbank City Parks Master Plan. The City of Burbank, in collaboration with RJM Design Group, is conducting a City Parks Master Plan. This master plan will guide parks and recreation development now and in the future. Provide your input at the next community meeting on May 8th at 6 p.m. at McCambridge Recreational Center. To register for this meeting, please visit the Special Events tab on burbankparks.com. If you are interested in getting involved and cannot attend our in-person meetings, we invite you to provide your feedback by visiting www.burbankca.gov /cityparksmasterplan. Moonlight Hikes. Join us on Tuesday, April 23rd at our next staff-led moonlight hike up to the View. Hike times vary based on sunset times. Visit burbankparks.com to register today. Story Owl Hour. Join us for our next Story Owl Hour at Stowe Canyon Nature Center. Children ages 2 to 5 will be owl ears at this month's nature-related story time. Participants will enjoy a staff-led story, followed by the opportunity to check out books from a Burbank Library staff member. To register for the April 25th story time, visit www.burbankparks.com. 311 Animal Services. The Our Burbank 311 app has expanded its capabilities to include Burbank Animal Shelter services requests. This free app makes it easier than ever to report wildlife sightings, submit pet noise complaints, report lost or found pets, and more. Available for download on the Apple app and Google Play stores or online at 311.burbankca.gov. Wild Creatures Walk. Enjoy a Dawson-led hike through the Verdugo Mountains with your little ones. Learn about the animals that call the Verdugo Mountains home. Register for our hike on April 28th by visiting burbankparks.com. Saturday Skate Fever. Lace up your roller skates and get your boards ready for our first ever Skate Fever event on April 20th at Valley Skate Park. This event is free and does not require advanced registration. Enjoy access to the skate park, free food, and raffles. A current waiver and protective gear are required to enter the skate park. Visit burbankca.gov/skatepark to learn more. Burbank Animal Shelter. The Burbank Animal Shelter low-cost vaccine clinic is available every Wednesday. Take advantage of low-cost vaccines and affordable microchips for your pets, dogs and cats. Call us at 818-238-3340 to secure an appointment or visit burbankca.gov/animal shelter. Open to Burbank and non-Burbank residents. Coyote Encounter Tips. Spring has arrived, and with spring comes more coyote activity. Remember to take precautions to keep pets safe. Next time you encounter a coyote, remember to get big, get loud, and shout, "Go away, coyote!" Visit coyotehazing.com for more information. Earth Day event. Join us for our Earth Day celebration on April 20th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Stowe Park. Enjoy arts and crafts, animal encounters, and more. Tree City USA will kick off the celebration with a ceremony at 10 a.m., followed by a tree planting. Visit burbankparks.com to register. Austin Cook Award nominations. The Austin Cook Award for Outstanding Youth was developed by the Burbank Youth Board to recognize exceptional youth in the community. Annually, individuals are selected by the Youth Board to be honored at a Burbank City Council meeting. This award is in recognition of the exemplary character modeled by Austin Cook. As an outstanding youth, Austin attended Jefferson Elementary School and John Muir Middle School. His life touched the heart of the Burbank community and serves as an example to all youth. We are currently seeking nominees for this year's awards. If you are interested in nominating someone, please visit burbankca.gov/youth board. Nominations close on April 19th, 2024. Plant for a Greener Burbank. We're planting trees. Help us beautify our community at our next Plant for a Greener Burbank event on April 27th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Brace Canyon Park. All ages are welcome to participate, and advanced registration is strongly encouraged. Visit burbankparks.com to register today. That's visit burbankparks.com to register. Sporting events. Come cheer on the Los Angeles Dodgers and the LA Galaxy at one of the upcoming Burbank nights. Get your tickets at burbankparks.com before they sell out. A Cause for Paws. Come out for pet-related vendors, a silent auction, Love for Pets art gallery, fun games, food trucks, and more. All proceeds will support Leadership Burbank's 2024's class project to transform the Burbank Animal Shelter. For more information, please visit www.leadershipburbank.org/A Cause for Paws. Follow us. Stay in the loop with the latest Parks and Rec updates by connecting with us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you. This concludes the department announcements.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And I understand that we have some very special presentations to make today. So with that, I'd like to introduce Ms. Brenda Castañeda to share some updates and presentations for us.
Good evening, Chair Gamino and members of the board. I am Brenda Castañeda, the Animal Shelter Superintendent. It's an honor to be here this evening to recognize a wonderful group, the volunteers of the Burbank Animal Shelter, and many of whom are present this evening for the presentation. I like to drive, thank you. Okay. So the VBAS is a 501c3 nonprofit devoted to providing medical, behavioral, and financial care for animals at risk with a goal of eliminating animal homelessness in Burbank. VBAS works directly with the Burbank Animal Shelter, providing support in various areas that I'll cover in this presentation. This year marks VBAS's 30-year anniversary, which is amazing. Currently, VBAS has a team of 140 volunteers, and in 2023, they volunteered a total of 22,000 hours in service to help the animals. The VBAS provides medical support to the shelter's animals by paying for special consultations, special surgeries, and specialty diets when needed. VBAS purchased and pays for ongoing costs for our digital x-ray machine, our blood work equipment, which allows our medical staff to diagnose and start needed treatments quickly for the animals, whereas in the past, they would have to wait for such things. This makes a tremendous difference in the animal's health. In 2023, VBAS provided $102,000 in medical support for the animals of the animal shelter and in foster care. On this slide, we have a few animals who benefited from such support. On the left there, you'll see Chico. He came in as a Chihuahua puppy and had to have a few surgeries for his broken leg. And in the middle there, you'll see Bobby, who's an elderly Shih Tzu. On the left, you'll see his before photo. On the right is his after photo, and he had numerous medical issues, poor little guy. He is available if you are interested in adopting. And then he's a new man, Bobby. He's looking good. And on the right there, we have a little kitten that also had a broken leg that needed tending to. Needless to say, but I will say it, I mean, without the support of the volunteers, these animals that I mentioned on this previous slide, they would not have received this type of care at our facility without their support. And those are just a few. VBAS has been fostering kittens for the Burbank Animal Shelter since 2001. Each year they foster over 300 kittens. Over the years, they've also developed programs for fostering puppies, adult dogs, and adult cats. They have 140 foster parents who are ready to step up at a moment's notice and help an animal in need. In 2023, VBAS fostered 385 kittens, 39 adult cats, 29 puppies, and 50 adult dogs. VBAS spent $68,000 in 2023 to support the kitten foster program. VBAS also helped develop programs to help animals that normally face challenges in getting adopted. So for example, we have the Barn Cat program, which gives outdoor feral and semi-feral cats a second chance at a home. So they are frequently placed in barns, in homes that have barns and wineries, which is a nice life for a cat. And also in our local Home Depot, we had some cats placed as well to help with issues they were having in their garden area. So our volunteer program has also developed a program called Charm School, which sends hissy kittens to learn manners so that they can be adopted and find a good home. And you'll see a picture of one in the middle there, a little hissy kitten in the middle. And they also have special adoption promotions for us. So They have the Pick a Card promotion, which offers 50% off adoption fees, and those would be for animals who are harder to place normally. So animals that have been at the shelter 5 months or longer, who are 7 years old or older, and also who are bonded, adults and bonded together, and must be adopted together. So they pay 50% off of the adoption fees for those animals to help them find a home. They also pay 75% of the adoption fees through the Senior for Senior program. This program allows senior residents aged 60 or older to adopt a pet aged 7 years or older at a reduced cost. And again, without the VBAS's support, these special programs, it would be extremely difficult to find homes for these animals, for feral cats, hissy kittens, and the special animals that I mentioned earlier. VBAS provides much needed socialization for our animals, allowing them to keep mentally and physically strong. In 2023, through the Happy Tails program, 320 volunteers were able to take 158 dogs on 25 hikes. VBAS also paid for staff and volunteers to receive the Dogs Playing for Life training. This program allows the dogs to receive daily enrichment while playing in groups with each other. The dogs gain social skills, receive much needed stimulation while playing together, and stay happy while staying at the animal shelter. Volunteers socialize and exercise our animals daily, which is essential for them while staying at the shelter and waiting to be adopted. On this slide, you'll see some of the marketing efforts that VBAS handles. They have a dedicated team that comes in regularly, weekly, to take glamour shot photos of our animals so that they catch the attention of potential adopters browsing online. They will often use holiday theme props to bring more attention to the animals, and they do such an excellent job that we've actually had our software company use their photos as examples to other shelters of what they should be doing to promote their animals. So they do excellent work. VBAS also maintains Instagram and Facebook to promote the animals for adoption, and they are frequently sharing great content and great videos very regularly. So please follow them so you can see those awesome videos. Volunteers help staff daily with shelter operations. They provide assistance at the front counter, they assist with cleaning and laundry, they assist our medical staff, they show animals for adoption, provide support for off-site events, and transport animals to medical appointments and wildlife rehabbers. This support is invaluable to staff in shelter operations and allows us to better service the residents and the animals in our care. With a staff of 15 and a half, we couldn't possibly do all of these things without their help. And I'll say that they make this support look very easy, but it's not. It takes thousands of hours, much dedication, and of course, monetary support to make these programs run. So we have put together a short video to showcase the work that they do. Let me play that for you now. So to our volunteers, to the volunteers of the Burbank Animal Shelter, I would like to say that your dedication and support as volunteers are truly invaluable. The success and impact of our work would not be possible without your selfless contributions. We are deeply grateful for the passion and commitment you bring to the shelter daily. Thank you for making a positive difference in the lives of the animals in our community. On behalf of the Parks and Recreation Department, the Burbank Animal Shelter staff, the community, and thousands of animals that VBAS has helped, I would like to thank the volunteers of the Burbank Animal Shelter from the bottom of our hearts for their 30 years of service and dedication to the animals of the Burbank Animal Shelter. Thank you.
Thank you so much, volunteers. We are grateful for you and everything you've done for Burbank. That was a very special presentation. Thank you.
If I may, I would love for the chair, if you would love to come down here, and I would welcome the volunteers to come up so we can take a picture.
I would love that. I'd be honored.
And I don't know if there's anybody from VBAS who would like to say a few words as well. Don't have to put anybody on the spot, but I think it would be great. If not, that's okay, but I think it would be great for us to take a picture of them.
Well, let's take a photo with all those shaking heads. Commissioners, would you like to join me, please?
Which way?
I'm right on there. That's okay. No, it's fine, guys.
Oh, you're running right now?
No, it's okay. I didn't do anything. I'm just okay, you guys scoot in a little bit then.
Maybe come behind, back here, maybe you can squeeze in back there, you're a little bit taller than the rest.
Excuse me, I'm gonna stand on the podium.
Okay, ready? Look right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Brenda, you want to get in there too?
Who's that? Come on.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh, not an iPhone. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you. I didn't even know you won.
Hi, my name is Matt Robertson. I'm the board chair for the Volunteers of the Burbank Animal Shelter. Just a brief statement here. As a 501c3 organization, the Volunteers of the Burbank Animal Shelter is completely reliant on the donations and fundraising and the incredible work of our volunteers and our fosters who ensure that our programs continue to exist and that the Burbank Animal Shelter does not have to make the life and death decisions for its residents that so many city shelters do on a daily basis around the world. I'm proud to work alongside shelter management and the Parks and Rec Department leadership team to provide the best possible care for all of its animal residents. We continue to look for new and creative ways that we can use our resources to improve and grow our programs, expand shelter services throughout the Burbank community, and help save the lives of those animals most at risk. And that is the core mission of our organization. We are eternally thankful for all of our supporters and volunteers who without none of this would be possible.
And if you want to foster a dog or a cat, please let us know. We have lots of kitties coming in.
Thank you all, and thanks for joining us today. Thank you. Okay, so with that, now it is time for the department director report. Ms. Garcia.
We do have one report. I will like to introduce Megan Wilkie, who has an update on our Johnny Carson Park shade structure project.
Thank you. Good evening, Chair Gamino and Parks and Recreation Board members. Again, my name is Megan. And as Ms. Garcia mentioned, I have an update on the Johnny Carson Shade Structure Project. Quite a mouthful to say. A press release was sent out on Friday, April 5th, and it announced some changes to the procurement process because of the project's unique nature. The procurement process is slated to start within the next month or so, and we plan to come back to the board with an update when it does start. The new process will include a two-step procurement, with step number 1 issuing of an RFQ, request for qualifications, and this is to shortlist candidates who meet minimum qualifications for the project. Step 2, we will issue an RFP, which is request for proposals. The RFP is a more detailed document that will include information and details about the project to make sure artists and contractors can provide the details of the project to the city. Another change to the process is that we are now focusing on artists based in California only. The reason behind this is that in the past, with artists who are overseas or even on the East Coast, we do get issues with timeline, missing or delayed artwork. And to streamline this project that we're super excited for, we have narrowed it down to state of California. Once we get more updates on the project and when the RFP and RFQ process comes back out, we'll, as always, continue to inform all of our boards, committees, and commissions and keep you abreast of all the updates. So just thank you for all your support throughout this, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
No questions from us. Thank you for the update. Okay, so now's the time for public comment. For members of the public who are here in person and who wish to speak, please present a yellow completed general public comment card to the recordings. Please complete it and submit it to the recording secretary. Any person speaking during general public comment may address the board on any matter related to Parks and Recreation Board. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person, and in order to promote fairness, please stay within your maximum allotted time of 3 minutes. A timer is available on the podium to help the speaker keep track of how much time is left. Please begin by stating your name for the record. I also encourage you to call the general public comment period during general public comment period, this period, by dialing 818-238-3335. Again, that number is 818-238-3335. Callers will be placed in a queue until all in-person comments have been received. For callers, please remember to lower the volume on your TV or computer, take your phone off of speaker to deliver your public comment. And at this time, we will begin with any in-person comments. Do we have any in-person comments? Being none, we will move to any callers. Do we have any callers?
We have no phone callers.
Okay. Perfect. Well, then with that, we can close public comment, period. Were there any written communications?
Yes, there was one written communication that was received via our e-comments, and that was provided to the board this evening regarding agenda item number 2.
Excellent. Thank you, and we have that in file. Thank you so much. Okay, well, with that, then we'll move to any park board comments. Park boards, do you have any updates or comments to share? Mr. DiPaolo?
That was a great presentation by our animal shelter and the great volunteers they have there. I had a wonderful experience. We rescued our little Maltese back in right before COVID started in December 2019, and the next couple of months, COVID came on the scene. When we didn't rescue her, she rescued us, and she's still with us. And I encourage everybody that's watching and all my colleagues here and the staff, if you are in need of a wonderful pet, the animal shelter is so professional, and they really treat you when you come in there to adopt with a tremendous amount of respect and professionalism. And when I see all those volunteers out there, our entire city, our entire Park and Recreation Department, we need volunteers. Coaching and youth programs, helping with adult programs, our meals program definitely needs volunteers. They're hurting really bad. I've been doing it for 16 years, and it's a great experience, and it takes an hour out of your day. And so anybody that's like me, retired and has a lot of things to do, a lot more things to do when they're working, but still there's an hour for volunteering. If you can do that, much appreciated. But thanks to the animal shelter and a great presentation tonight and all those wonderful volunteers. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you, Mr. DiPaolo. Any other announcements? Okay. Being none, let's move to new business. I'd like to welcome back Ms. Castañeda to share an update about the animal shelter.
Thank you. Good evening again, Chair Gamino and board members. I'll be here all night. Again, I'm Brenda Castañeda from the Animal Shelter. I would like to thank you for the opportunity to provide you an update this evening on the animal shelter and what we've done in 2023. Let's get that PowerPoint up. There we go. Alrighty, so it has been almost 2 years since the animal shelter transitioned from the police department to the Parks and Recreation Department. Time goes by fast, but we've accomplished a lot during this time. Operations continue to be smooth. Services have been enhanced, and facility improvements continue to be made. So we've accomplished so much during this time, and I'm pleased to share those things with you tonight. So as mentioned previously, the animal shelter has 15 and a half budgeted positions, and they're listed here on this slide for you. And I'll mention some noteworthy events in staffing that occurred in 2023. So we had the animal shelter veterinarian of 13 years retired, and after a lengthy recruitment process, we were able to hire a new veterinarian in November of 2023. We also hired a part-time veterinary technician who is great, and unfortunately for us, but fortunately for her, obtained full-time employment at a location where she just couldn't, pass it up. So we did lose her, and that position is now vacant again, so we'll be recruiting for that position here soon. We also hired a new clerk in 2023, and we had an animal control officer with 33 years of experience also retire. So we did have a recruitment process for that position. We selected a very good candidate who's currently in background. And once that person passes background and is hired, they'll be trained and ready to go. So we're really looking forward to that. Okay, on this slide, you'll see two of our animal control officers, Winnie Brassard and Donald Capes there. So animal control officers in the city of Burbank are responsible for enforcing all laws related to the regulation of care, treatment, and impounding of animals, including licensing, inspections of kennels, stables, pet stores, and investigation of complaints. Animal control officers process criminal filings for violations of local and state laws and issue administrative citations. So in 2023, our animal control officers responded to 3,898 service calls. And in those service calls, they did handle 1,342 wild animals. They also performed 10,705 park patrols. which that number has greatly increased since we have been a part of Parks and Recreation. So while patrolling, in addition to looking for animal-related issues, the animal control officers look for smoking violations, park permit violations, littering violations, homeless encampments. They report graffiti, any building damage, and they've been doing a wonderful job of this. In 2023, our animal control officers issued 19 administrative citations, and they responded to 53 emergency calls involving injured animals, dog bites, and assisting police and fire. On March 19th of this year, City Council adopted a new ordinance titled Potentially Dangerous and Vicious Animals to address the increasing instances of aggressive dogs causing harm to the public. This ordinance allows the shelter to utilize an in-house process for these hearings, which allows us to hold them sooner instead of having to wait for them to go through the Superior Court in Los Angeles, which could take more than 45 days to have a hearing. This ordinance will be in effect on April 19th. The animal control officers also received body-worn cameras to record their activities. You can see them in the photo. Winnie and Donald have the cameras there on their chest. And these recordings are valuable for us as they allow us to monitor interactions with the public and utilize some of these recordings for training purposes. So new services that we have implemented, one of them, a major one, is the vaccine clinics that you've heard about tonight earlier. The animal shelter successfully launched low-cost vaccine clinics serving 103 dogs and cats in 2023. And that is that we had to pause them for a little bit when our veterinarian retired. So when she was gone, we couldn't continue that program. That's still a significant amount of animals. So currently, these vaccine clinics are held on Wednesdays at the animal shelter from 2 to 5, and we're planning to expand these clinics to off-site Saturday events, hopefully at we're hoping the Jocelyn Center or another Parks and Recreation facility. So that would be good for to give the public more access to that service. In 2023, we also became part of the Burbank 311 app. So now that app includes animal-related services, allowing residents to easily report various animal-related issues through their phones or through their computer. And staff is preparing to begin a spay-neuter rebate program available to Burbank residents. So we'll be offering $100 rebates for dogs and $50 for cats once proof of spay or neuter is received by the shelter staff. The startup funds for this program was made possible by Maddie's Fund. So we're very grateful for that grant we received through them. And we will obviously continue to look for additional grants to keep the program up and running. So we'll be offering that to residents very soon. And we're really excited about that project, which will promote spaying and neutering and responsible pet ownership. So in 2023, the capital improvement projects that we have on our list, one of them was the shade sail project, which was completed, and you'll see that on the right-hand side. So that shade sail provides shade for people who are cleaning carriers, whereas before they had nothing and were in direct sun. And then the other part of the project, on the left side, you'll see that there is canvas material now placed over the dog kennels so that they can have shade and be more comfortable in their kennels, especially now that it's warming up. The kennel flooring project is still in process and it's being researched. We're looking to have the holes in the kennel floors repaired. And staff is working with a consultant to determine the best option for those repairs. So in this photo, you can see some holes in the kennel which maintain water and hold bacteria, and we're just trying to make it as clean as possible to prevent disease for the dog kennels. And on this slide, you will see a lot of examples of the education and marketing material that our staff puts out. So our admin analyst, Lisette Rojo, works with Tony and Lorena from the marketing team at Parks and Recreation, and they put out excellent work. So on the left, you'll see mountain lion awareness. We educate the residents on bears and coyote hazing. And in the middle there, you'll see a campaign for licensing, as we were trying to advise residents that it is the law to license your dog. That way they can be aware and they know exactly where to go. So it was that's actually a bus shelter ad, if you've seen those around. And also we have a coyote hazing bus shelter ad as well. So through Parks and Recreation, the marketing section, we're able to put out all our information also on the newsletter and then the recreation guide, which is great. And we still do the old-fashioned way as well. We'll go door to door and hand out flyers and talk to the residents. We can't forget those. And in June of 2023, we also facilitated a meeting with the fish and wildlife biologist concerning bear awareness. We're having a lot of bear sightings at that time last year, and she was able to provide information on how to deter them and prevent any type of conflicts from escalating. So it was a great meeting. I think the residents really enjoyed it and appreciated having an expert there to ask questions to. In 2023, the animal shelter had a live release rate of 88.8%. Our numbers for dogs and cats included 1,438 received, 892 dogs and cats were adopted, 242 dogs and cats were returned to their owners, and 19 were transferred to rescue organizations. So in addition to dogs and cats, we also handle rabbits, hamsters, guinea pigs, turtles, chickens, all sorts. So this is only speaking of dogs and cats. The others do matter. It's just that these numbers are easier to give you. As you heard, during the recognition for the volunteers of the Burbank Animal Shelter, they play a very significant role in helping us save animals each year. And we continue to look forward to partnering with them to save even more lives in the years to come. We continue to promote our animals and ensure that we minimize euthanasias and continue to increase adoptions. So we hold several adoption fee discount promotions throughout the year. We showcase animals on social media, and we work with several nonprofit organizations to promote our animals. My Burbank promotes our animals as Pets of the Week online. We attend various community events each year, and we're also able to keep our animals longer and place them into foster care when needed. The animal shelter also regularly applies for grants. In 2023, we received $3,100 from Subaru. You'll see pictures there in the middle of pets being adopted with the little Subaru car. Subaru donated $100 for each pet that was adopted in October for a maximum of 31 pets. We also received a $2,000 grant from North Shore Animal League to promote compassionate cat care through the category curriculum at Fenton Academies. And on the bottom corner there, you'll see our animal control officer, Donald, speaking to a group of students at Fenton Academies. In 2023, Hollywood Rescue Grooming Foundation provided free grooming services to 20 shelter dogs that needed a little makeover. And you'll see a photo on the right of a little dog being groomed and the end result. This year, the animal shelter was fortunate to be selected for Leadership Burbank's class project. The class will be converting a storage area, shown here in this photo, to an additional play yard for dogs, which will allow more dogs to be shown for adoption at the same time. So currently we have one large play yard and a smaller play yard, but it limits our ability to show dogs. So this will give us a third play yard, which is an area that volunteers can take dogs and people, potential adopters, to meet the dogs, which is excellent. They will also be adding a dog exercise run for dogs to be able to run and have more space. Again, it's very important to keep them mentally and physically active so that they can stay at the shelter longer to have an opportunity to be adopted. And the other thing that they'll be doing for us is renovating our turtle pond, which needs some help. So we're very excited about this opportunity and very grateful to have been chosen. So last year during my presentation, I shared with you the animal shelter's jingle. This year, I'm pleased to share that we now have a video to go along with that jingle. And this video was donated by Project XAV, who is a local Burbank marketing agency. So I'll play that video for you now.
If you're looking for a place to find a friendly fuzzy face, if your family is looking for a pet to embrace, come to 1150 North Victory Place. That's the place, Burbank Animal Shelter, 1150 North Victory Place. 818-238-3340. Don't you fret, adopt a pet and feel like a hero.
Okay, fun fact, I'll tell you that Winnie and John, who are in the audience, their voice was used in the jingle. So I think that it is Winnie's voice that's the little meow you hear at the end. Okay, so in closing, I would like to thank the Park and Recreation Department for their continued support. Staff is very proud of the work that we've accomplished during this time. We're very proud of the improvements that have been made at the animal shelter and all our successes thus far. We're looking forward to continuing to improve and expand our services for our furry residents and the Burbank community. So this concludes my presentation, and I'm happy to take any questions that you may have.
Excellent and very thorough presentation. Board members, do you have any questions? Yes, please. Board Member Mercillian.
Very good presentation. I mean, I have no questions about anything you presented. I just have more of a random, I guess, question. I've encountered over the last, I don't know, maybe a couple of years randomly, like teenagers who are in high school or something who expressed a desire to either, they love animals, they want to get in, eventually maybe become a veterinarian, or I don't know if animal control safety is something that they're interested in. Do you guys have any internships? Do you guys have any like programs you do with the high schools or community colleges or anything where you offer any sort of like shadowing program or like a opportunity to come in and learn and something they can see if it's something they want to pursue as a career? Is there anything like that, or I don't just random, I know, but just curious.
No, that's a great question. So we used to have a class through Burbank High School, through the ROP program, where the high school students could come in and take an animal care class. So that was kind of the first step for them to learn about the animal shelter and how to take care of the animals. I actually attended this type of class when I was in high school, and that's what kind of started my interest in working with animals. And so I was a big proponent of that program. Unfortunately, with funding issues, they did have to cancel that class. But what I will say that we do have is we work very closely with Burbank City's management services, and they have youth employment programs for teenagers. And so they are able to work at the animal shelter, and not only are they learning on the job, but they're also getting paid. So we have in the past also hired students as kennel attendants, and then that has, set them on the path of working with animals. I also had a student the other day come in who wanted to shadow an animal control officer, so we accommodated that request. And then it's difficult, I know, because they're still in school for them to volunteer at the shelter, but they could certainly, like I said, work, after school or come in on the weekends. And of course, they can become volunteers when they're 18 years old. But yes, if they approach us and are interested in learning, and we can accommodate what they're asking for, like ride-alongs or job shadowing, we certainly will do that. And hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to have a better type of program for those students who are interested. But thank you.
Thank you. Additional questions? Being none, thank you so much.
Okay,
Appreciate
thank you.
it. Thank you. Great work. And I'd like to welcome Ms. Moon to share an update on the budget planning process for the upcoming fiscal year. Thank you.
If I may, Chair, I just wanted to mention, since we have a couple of animal control officers here, that National Animal Control Officer Appreciation Week is for this year is April 14th through the 20th. And we were lucky to have most of our animal control officers recognized this past Tuesday at City Council. So I just wanted to mention that. And we're very happy and proud to Park and Rec to have the animal shelter under Park and Recreation. So just wanted to mention that and give kudos to our animal control officers.
Thank you so much. We appreciate all that you do. I recognize your faces because we see you around the community. We know you're out there, and thank you very much. We recognize you and thank you for your service. Thanks. Okay, thank you for that. Appreciate us taking the time to do that. Ms. Moon.
All right. Good evening, Chair Gamino and members of the board. Dina Moon, Senior Administrative Analyst, and I'll be presenting the budget update for fiscal year 2024-25. The annual fiscal year budget process began in early January. The Financial Services Department Budget Division prepares an annual budget guide providing detailed instructions to each department with the preparation of their respective budgets. Altogether, this process, including council approval, takes approximately 6 months. Prior to the start of the budget process, the city manager reviews the 5-year forecast to set parameters for the new fiscal year. At that time, procedures are established to guide budget staff and departments in the review and submission of budget requests and capital improvement projects that require consideration as part of the budget process. The city's annual budget is comprised of 3 deadlines, and as of March 29th, all of these deadlines have been met. And the proposed budget will be presented at the May 7th council meeting and will be adopted at the June 4th council meeting. The city's capital improvement program, referred to as CIP, remains to be a vital component of the annual budget process. A separate CIP budget serves as the city's strategic capital improvement plan, depicting the total investment required for current and anticipated capital projects for the next 5 years. The Infrastructure Oversight Board, referred to as IOB, was created to provide oversight on expenditures for the city's infrastructure by reviewing and recommending projects to council for funding. On February 22nd, CIPs were presented to IOB and staff received the board's input. At the March 28th IOB meeting, the board approved the recommended fiscal year 2024-25 citywide infrastructure plan, which will go before council at the May 21st meeting. Proposed funding for these projects derives from multiple funding sources, including park development funds, community development impact fees, municipal infrastructure fund, and Los Angeles County Measure A funding. These projects were selected based on department, board, and community identified needs. This includes improving safety and efficiency, replacing outdated or worn amenities, and overall general enhancements to park infrastructure. The following projects were identified for funding consideration for fiscal year 2024-25. The continuation of the ball field lighting at Schaefer Park, Mary Alvord Recreation Center backboard replacements, and the Dick Clark Dog Park, playground replacements at Maple Street, McCambridge, and Brace Canyon Parks, McCambridge Pool Replacement Design Phase, Front Street Village Pocket Park, Isaiah Master Plan Design and Development Phase, shade structures at Olive and Valley Park ball fields, and Starlight Bowl Amphitheater Transformation, Community Outreach and Design Phase. As part of the budget process, the department submitted a robust funding request to address numerous operational and staffing needs in addition to recurring contractual obligations. Notably, the majority of our budget requests are revenue offset. The department's recurring funding requests for fiscal year 24-25 include Park and Play Program, Burbank Adaptive Sports Expo, known as BASE, Rockahula and Extravaganza Event Supplies, Day Camp Expansion, Staffing and Supplies, expansion of summer sports programming and contract instruction, funding for mayor's tree lighting and 4th of July fireworks, contractual obligation increases based on CPI, operating increases to DeBell Golf Course, Starlight Bowl, Animal Shelter, and the Nutrition Program. Our one-time funding requests include the replacement of the walk-in refrigerator for the Nutrition Program, funding for the department's centennial celebrations throughout the year, reforestation efforts, street barriers for the Civitan Jamboree Day, Urban Forest Master Plan, and Burbank Arts Utility Box Beautification Program, Phase 8, along with APP consultant services. The detailed list of all of our requests may be found as attachment 1 in the staff report. As the budget process in its final stages, the remaining upcoming important dates include May 7th, which is the council review of budget materials, general fund, enterprise funds, special revenue funds, and internal service funds. May 21st is the continuation of the budget presentation if needed and the infrastructure presentation. And June 4th is the public hearing and adoption of the fiscal year 2024-25 annual budget. And this concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Board members, do you have any questions about the budget? No? Okay. It's very clear. We see a lot of the priorities that community asked for, so thank you very much for
Of course,
this
thank you.
report and thoughtful consideration of what will be budgeted for the coming year. Thank you so
Great,
much, Ms.
thank
Nguyen.
you.
Okay, so with that, there being no further updates or new items, we'll move to the consent calendar. I just want to confirm, do I see the minutes in this report? Okay, perfect. So then with that, then I would like to make a motion, or I'd like to ask for someone to make a motion to approve the consent calendar without the minutes.
So moved.
I second.
The minutes are not.
Okay, so with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, board members. I appreciate that. And, let's see, are there any tabled items? Okay, perfect. Additional comments from the board? Yes, Mr. DiPaolo.
Time goes by so fast. The extravaganza, that was March. Anyway, it was a few weeks ago. And it was raining, and once again, our department came through big time, and the celebration in the McCambridge Park gym was just unbelievably organized. And the staff and the, and the management didn't miss a beat. Everything went great. People were having a great time. They kept, I think you had an hour, each age group come in, and they used the gym, and it ran so smoothly. I was just so impressed with that. And everybody was having a good time. Nobody was upset about the climate, the weather, excuse me. But they took a chance the night before. It looked like it was going to, and so Marissa made the call, and she came through in the clutch, and it was a great day for everybody. So from everybody, the management down to the staff and our facility managers and everybody else, what a great job. And I'm sure the public really, and the kids most importantly, got a real memorable event, and I'm sure they'll remember that for the rest of their lives. So congratulations to our department once again. Thank you.
Our department is amazing. Okay, are there any new agenda items, board members? None? Okay, perfect. Well, sounds good. Then we are at the end of our meeting. We'll conclude it and resume again on May 9th. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you.